close everything. You wouldn't be right either. He's let a whole bunch of people off.
Good morning, precious.
He let everybody go.
How you doing, baby? Happy Thursday. When you get a minute, go to that YouTube channel, Shakenya, and hit subscribe. Sheesh. So today I'm in conversation with your girl, Shakenya. I'm going to touch up on a couple things that you can throw in your arsenal. Some of it you might have heard before if you follow me and you watch all the videos. Some it might be new to you. But put it in your arsenal. It's all useful information. You know where I'm at. I'm at Jay's Cafe. Come on up here and spend some of that money. Get you a nice meal. Might hear conversations like mine along the way. Because as you see, everybody comes here. They join together. They talk. A lot of business deals I've closed here. A lot of friendships I made here. It's a good place. I feel like Cheers when I come here. They know my name. They bring me my coffee. It's a wonderful experience. Enough about that. Let's get to the nitty-gritty. Parents. I don't think I have to. First, let me recap yesterday. I made a statement. Thank you, cream. Yep, thank you. I know what I want too. Okay. Egg scrambled hard with cheese, grits, sausage links, wheat toast. Do y'all have juice? Do y'all have any juice today? Okay, then milk. And one more cream if you have it. Good morning, Miss Jackie. Thank you. I had said that I wanted to talk to my baby father about people having adult conversation with the child. One thing I want you to know in most of my videos, when I use words like inappropriate conversation, inappropriate relation, and adult conversation, does not always consist of anything of a sexual nature. Not too many of my videos consisted of a sexual nature. Not saying it doesn't happen, not saying that it doesn't exist. I just need you to know the distinction when I come on and when I say certain things so that you won't misinterpret or misunderstand anything. If I mean sexual nature, I'll put sexual nature in front of inappropriate or in front of adult conversation or whatever term I'm using at the time. So, just to let you know what I mean by adult conversation. If you got somebody talking bad about the other parent, either to that child or to another adult that's in the room, that's an adult conversation. Because I'm quite sure if you're not speaking favorably about this person, you're probably cussing. I don't like people to cuss in front of kids. That's an adult conversation to me. So anything that you would probably talk to your girlfriend about that's not age appropriate is adult conversation. I'm going to stop it right there. Anything else you got to pay for. I'm located at 15400 Grand River, 2nd floor, Stradler Academy. Give me a call, inbox me, set up an appointment. Can't give you all this free game. I'm going to leave you with a few tips to put in your arsenal today, parents. It's for moms and dads. I shouldn't have to tell you this if y'all together, but especially when you guys are apart. When you're talking to people about that baby, accomplishments of that baby, things that the baby into, use words like we. If you're not doing it by yourself, which you shouldn't be, because you didn't have the baby by yourself, don't play the role as if you are. If you a daddy, don't act like you a single baby mama. Don't, when you talking to people, don't make it seem as if you the only one that's doing. Good morning, Dion. How are you? I heard that joke to tell somebody. I done had her in cheerleading ever since she was. This goes back into yesterday when I told you you got to give credit where credit is due. I've never taken any credit away from that man. Yes, he signed her up for cheerleading. First go round, he signed her up. We paid half of everything. Them jokers cut my baby. They cut her from the little championship thing. I ain't like the way they broke it down to her. They did it when she was by herself. I wasn't there to give her more support until after the fact. I just didn't like the way the whole cheerleading scene went. I was never a cheerleader, I always played sports, but I was never girly like that. She loved it. So when they cut her, I said, well, let's just wait. Let's put her in gymnastics, let her take a couple classes so she can be prepared, and then we'll put her back in. He went and put her back in anyway. That was another thing. We never agreed upon nothing, and he always took it upon himself to just do what he wanted to do and never considered my feelings. You don't never do that. Y'all had that baby together. You got to consider how that other person feel, and you got to respect that person. That's that child's mother, or that's that child's father. Period. Don't teach that child nothing that you wouldn't want to do or you don't do for your own parents. If you don't cuss your own mama out or disrespect your own mama, don't teach that baby to do that. If you call and talk to your daddy on a regular basis, you teach that child to call their daddy and talk to them on a regular basis. So he put her back in. I didn't contribute a lot financially. So him and his team, they did that. I give credit where credit is due. When it came to all her stuff, hey, twin, how you doing, Shannon? Okay, I'll check it, baby. Never took credit away from those people. So when it came to her little stuff she wanted, little knickknacks, they did that. But you can't say I when you ain't take her to practice every day. I took her to practice every day. Even on the weekends after I dropped her off for them to pick up the shift. So when he say I, hey Gordon, how you doing? Welcome to the party. Look like you're a first time caller. So it disturbed me a little to hear him say I when it's not I, it's we. So one thing I want you parents to do when you're talking, that's part of your whole PR situation after y'all break up. How you got to speak well about that parent. So that conversation should have went whoever he was talking to. We've had her in cheerleading. Because as long as she's been in it, I've been the one taking her. So everybody had a part to play. But you can't do it without the other. All the parts got to be together, working together, intertwined. So if you take me out and say I, how's she getting to practice? You couldn't take her. The grandma old ass ain't gonna take her. Stepmama not gonna take her every day. It's just not gonna happen. I took her. I did it. It's my job. I made it happen. You gotta give credit where credit is due. Don't take the ownership. Use words like we. The next one is, if you have a child that you guys are sharing, child in one household, another household, you have to constantly convince that child the importance and their role in both households. Never try to convince a child that they are happy and will be happier in the other household without the other parent. It's a different scenario if you have a parent that's not involved in a child's life and don't want to be involved in a child's life. I haven't spoken on too many of those issues because what is it to talk about? They don't want to be a parent. You tried, unless you didn't try everything to kind of keep them involved, that's beating a dead horse. I don't talk too much about that. What I talk to and who I talk to are mainly parents who are involved. Parents that care very much for their children, parents that are in situations where they're no longer together, and parents that discourage relationships with the other parent, alienate them out the child's life, things like that. So never convince a child that they're happier, because if you're trying to convince a child that they're happy, that means somebody got to come out the picture. That means you have to alienate somebody. That means you have to discourage a relationship. So chances are, if you have to do that, especially if it's a good parent, a parent that's involved, if I'm taking a child to school every day and I'm taking them to practice every day, you can't get no more involved than that. So that means you got to convince this child that this parent either don't love them, this parent is not supportive of them, this parent can't take care of them, and this parent is not doing their job as a parent. You got to convince a child of all of these things to discourage a relationship. So that means you got to put a lot of work in. You got to put a lot of time and work and effort into making that child believe something that's untrue. So the first step is you got to lie. You got to lie to that baby. You got to mislead that baby. You got to misuse that baby's trust. Or to get back at this parent. So when you do all those things and then you convince this child that they're better off, the child is denouncing their heritage, where they from, who they is. You're creating a child that don't know how to be true to themselves. You're creating a child that will never know who they really are. I don't know why you want to cluck a baby up like that, but it happens. So don't do that. Always convince that child and get that child to understand. And that can be done if both of you guys are using the same language and the same lingo. If you guys are both saying the same thing to that baby, the baby has no choice but to be comfortable in both situations. That baby has no choice but to adapt to both roles that they play in both homes. If you both are preaching the same thing. But if you got one parent that's preaching that they are fixtures in both homes, and then you got one parent that's telling them they're better off in just this home, the scale is not balanced. You gotta be on the same page, people. The next one was, and this falls in the realm of you being a hater. Be excited about the other parent's accomplishments when the child comes to you with them. I know you don't like that person. You can give less than a damn what they doing in your mind. Y'all not together no more. You don't care. But that's the wrong attitude to have, people, because you should care. You should care now more than ever. Because why? Because you're raising this child with this individual. So you should care about their health. You should care about their well-being. You should care about their lifestyle. You should care about their habits. You should care about their ways, their morals, their values. Because when that child is not with you, that child is with them. So you want to make sure your child is being handled with the same care and concern that you give. You want to make sure that all the morals and values that you're trying to instill are intact. So yeah, y'all got to kick it. And on top of kicking it, you got to be just as excited about that parent as that child is. So when that child come to you and be like, my mama on such and such, she coming on TV, you make sure you put that TV on at that time so she can see her mama on TV. All times when I was on TV, my baby didn't even see me. She was over there with them people. They didn't even put it on. Don't hate on that other parent. Revel in that parent's accomplishments. Be just as excited for that parent as that child is. That's your job. That's your job. So that's it, guys, for Coffee and Conversation. When you get a minute, go to that YouTube channel and hit subscribe, baby. It gets deep. Y'all sophomores now. Yeah, I can't hold y'all hand. I can't fiddle daddle with you. No, y'all are sophomores. Y'all been taking this parenting class for a year. You done graduated. I'm coming straight, no chasing. I'm out.